My good people, did you know that chronic low-level stress can stay elevated for hours after the incident that initially sparked it? And that most people don't feel exhausted because they're doing too much, but because they never allow themselves to fully switch off. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you did absolutely nothing? No phone calls, no emails, no TV, no background noise, just 5 minutes of real, genuine rest. Because today's win is trying to find 5 minutes a day to unwind, relax, and recharge. I'm not talking about taking a holiday. I'm not talking about a weekend away. I'm not talking about anything dramatic. I'm talking about 5 minutes on your own, in a room, behind a closed door. And this habit, trust me, can completely change how you experience your life. So before we dive into the main part of the podcast, I'm going to run through 10 things you probably did not know about this tip. Number 1, it resets your nervous system out of stress mode. We want to help go from that fight or flight back to rest and digest. So that's number 1. Number 2, it lowers cortisol levels in the bloodstream, the stress hormone coursing around your body. Number 3, it improves digestion and gut function. Number 4, it increases mental clarity. Number 5, it improves your emotional regulation. Coming in at 6, it can reduce impulsive decision making. Number 7, it can boost creativity and problem solving. Number 8, it can improve sleep onset at night. Number 9, it reduces muscle tension. And last but by no means least, it builds long-term stress resilience. You see, most people think rest is optional or it's some form of weakness, but it is none of those things. It is a vital part of your day. It is a vital part of your life. It is a vital daily win. Which brings us on to our wins versus drifts. Would you rather? I'm going to give you a bunch of scenarios. Whilst I'm running through them, I want you to have a think in your own mind about which you would prefer. And I want you to be honest and think about which of these are you currently doing, which resonate the most. Okay? Would you rather feel calm and centered or constantly wired and tense? Would you rather finish your day with energy or crawl into bed exhausted? Would you rather respond thoughtfully or react emotionally? Number 4, would you rather build resilience or burn out slowly? Would you rather control your pace or be controlled by it? Now be honest, which of those best describe your typical day? Because as with most of these things, common sense does not always equal common action, and many, many intelligent and highly motivated people still don't appreciate this habit. They confuse reset with laziness. They think I'll rest when everything's done, but everything will never get done. The notifications will never stop. Your deadlines will never end. Somebody somewhere will always need something from you. And the trap you fall into is that the rest that we so badly need just keeps getting postponed and postponed and postponed until burnout forces you to do it. So let's have a think about future you and how we would want future you to be feeling in this regard 5 years from now. So if we're operating over the next 5 years with the same pace of our current life, same pressures of our current life, same lack of rest as our current life, do you look calmer in 5 years' time? Do you look more focused in 5 years' time? Do you look more healthy in 5 years' time? Or do you look more exhausted in 5 years' time? Do you look more irritable in 5 years' time? Do you look like you're running on fumes in 5 years' time? Because every day you do not make 5 minutes to recover. You are simply borrowing from your reserves of tomorrow. And in that regard, if we want to think about a tiny upgrade we can start today, let's set a 5-minute timer. Let's sit somewhere quiet. Let's close our eyes. Let's breathe slowly, in through the nose, out through the mouth, nothing else. 5 minutes, that's it. You can tell me until you're blue in the face that you're too busy to find 5 minutes, but I know that if you were brave enough to let me come and do an audit of how you spend your day, I would find so many 5-minute windows that it would be embarrassing. And that is probably the reason why you wouldn't want me to do it. So I challenge anybody telling me they're too busy to find 5 minutes in your day where they can simply close a door, turn off a light, sit in silence, and do nothing other than breathe. And if you're one of these people who convinces yourself that the world simply can't survive without you, then don't worry, just set the timer. And as soon as it goes off, you can go back to saving the world, being the savior that you are. But you have to try and find the 5 minutes. Which brings us on to our ripple tracker. So let's say you rest for 5 minutes. Your stress drops. You think clearer. You get more patience. You make better decisions. Your relationships improve. Your work improves. Your confidence grows. So let's go through those one by one. So in 5 minutes of silent, isolated, peace and quiet, deep breaths, you are not going to become more stressed. You're going to help the levels of stress that are running through your body. So your stress is going to come down. When you are stressed, you can't think as clearly. So with less stress, we are so much more likely to start thinking clearer. And when we can think clearer, we can approach things in a completely different way. One of those ways will be our patience. So we will become more patient. When we can become more patient, we can factor in more information when we're deciding things, and our decision quality will improve. When our decision quality improves, all of the relationships in our life are far more likely to benefit from that than to suffer detrimentally from it. So our relationships will likely improve. And when our relationships improve, one of those key areas of relationships in your life will be with your colleagues and your co-workers. So your work is likely to improve. And if you are improving across your work and all of the other types of relationship that you have, it is inevitable that your confidence will start growing. This is 5 minutes a day. You can do it late in the evening. You can do it during your day at work. You can do it first thing in the morning. You can pretend like you've not even woken up yet. Just keep your eyes closed for an extra 5 minutes. There are 1,000 different times in the day I could help you introduce a 5-minute window into your life for this habit. And that is exactly the myth bust about today's tip. People spend their lives saying, I don't have time to rest. I'm too busy, or I'm too hectic, or I'm just too important. No, you don't have the time not to find these 5 minutes, because burnt out people waste far more time in their day, in their week, in their month, in their year, in their life than people who are well rested. And to try and help you view the potential reasons as to why that is the case in a different way, let's run through the health, wealth, and happiness benefits. From a health perspective, daily moments of rest lower cortisol. They reduce inflammation, they boost digestion, they support your heart health, and they improve your sleep quality. When your nervous system regularly returns to calm, to rest and digest, your body repairs itself properly instead of staying in survival mode. From a wealth perspective, rested people think more clearly. They make fewer costly mistakes, and they sustain higher performance for longer. They are less likely to burn out. They are less likely to miss work. They are less likely to rely on unhealthy coping strategies that drain your money. Over time, 5 minutes of recovery protects your earning power and your career growth. And from a happiness perspective, regular recharging increases emotional stability, patience, and self-control. You feel less overwhelmed, you feel less reactive, and you feel far more present. Life feels more manageable and more enjoyable instead of constantly feeling rushed. Those are real ripple effects. This is not just relaxation. This is clarity. This is control. And this is confidence. So today's truth. Rest is not weakness. If you have thought that before, slap yourself around the face and realize that it is a strategy. You are not slowing down. You're building the energy to go even further. And if this has hit home, share it with someone who always claims to be too busy. Don't share it with them and say, you need to hear this because you're getting life wrong. Just share it with them and say, I've heard this. It's been amazing for me. I think it could really help you too. And if there's any part of this tip that you want to go over in more detail or to refresh your memory on without listening to this whole podcast again, feel free to download your free guide, which comes with every tip. You can drop me the keyword in the notes below, or get your free copy of my foundation blueprint, which is just a great starting point to help you track your wins, to spot your drifts, and just give you a really simple framework to track your progress over time. I end each episode by asking you a question that you can answer in the comments below, and today's question is this. Looking at your day honestly, where could you protect 5 uninterrupted minutes to unwind, and how might that change the way the rest of your day feels? Please genuinely have a think about it, and then please let me know what springs to mind in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Big love, Big Daddy.